Hey there, I'm Corey and I'm the Caring Coach. I'm a life coach that helps people with self-confidence and self-worth. I wanted to come on this morning, today, Sunday here in Newcastle, and remind everyone what the importance is of self-care. Self-care is so important. I'll give you a hint why. Because you're important. Each of us has incredible intrinsic value that we matter. But yes, the world gets in the way sometimes, and we take a meaning and a perception of the things that happen to us in life as that we don't matter or we're not valuable. And people may, in fact, sometimes treat us not of value, but value does not come from the external. Value comes from the fact that you are a human being capable of love, kindness, thinking of for the goodness of others. And so often people who are looking for the external, they're very good at those things. They're very good at looking out after other people's needs. But sometimes they forget, and often they forget to look out after their own needs. And our own needs are confidence, self-worth, value and purpose in life and in the world, with all the connections around us. We want to fit in, right? So how do we fit in? We try to fit in, try to get some kind of a hint from the external that we matter. But we matter anyway. Our self-worth and our confidence, or lack of, comes from the meanings that we give all the events that have happened to us in our life so far. And we may take on that something happened to us, whatever it is, and it's like, oh, maybe I don't matter. Maybe I'm not important. Maybe no one cares. No one sees me. But they're meanings that we take on, and often they are misrepresentations of our true value. In fact, in every case, if you're having a disempowering thought, a disempowering belief about yourself, that you are less than or lower, then that's misrepresenting the truth. So my original question is, what are you doing for your self-care and self-worth in life? And that starts with, self-care starts with self-compassion, hearing and processing our internal world and our emotions, our feelings, not necessarily always being driven by our feelings, because when we process our feelings, we're not driven by them anymore. When we process, we then release. And then we can, after we've released, we've let them go, so they no longer have power over us anymore. And that goes for emotions, and also the emotions connected to people or circumstances in the past. We don't have to live disempowered. We don't have to live like those people or events make us smaller or not important or just stuck and controlled. So after looking internally, processing our emotions, really hearing ourselves, Because when we suppress, the general rule is that when we suppress, things stay around. Things get stuck. We feel stuck. We're going around the mountain 40 times, and it's just always is what it always is. Often that's because we're not processing and releasing emotions and really listening to our heart and listening to ourselves about, yeah, that circumstance really hurt. And sometimes we're in so much pain, we do want to hide from that pain, and we do want to hide from those feelings and emotions. But hiding from it doesn't deal with it. Processing and then releasing is a great part of taking yourself towards good mental health. Because while ever we store anything up, it's bound to go up to the top of your head, and you're going to be thinking about it all day. It's going to be bouncing around each side of your mind. And yeah, it just seems sometimes that like my mind's constantly chatting to me. It's because of things that haven't been released. So if this appeals to you, as I said before, I do coach people in confidence and self-worth. And holistically, that's part of mindset and identity, self-belief. And I've helped people in the past overcome confidence barriers in their workplace, confidence barriers in their relationships, help them see themselves higher while they're in toxic relationships, or help them with breakup of toxic relationships, and really see a correct picture of their value, and to learn. Everything there's learning. There's learning in some of the things, well, all of the things that we go through. And much of that we can get a message from. And if that message sometimes our first response is a negative. That's not the learning I'm talking about. The learning is to see yourself higher, see yourself as, I could have done a few things better, without condemning yourself, without putting yourself down. I could have done myself better, a better service to esteem myself and hold myself higher in that relationship, in that interaction with whoever it was, in whatever circumstance. We can build good beliefs into our life and good belief patterns into our life. So over the last 4 years, I have helped people overcome that. I do a lot of reflective work, reflective questioning. I help people through reflection worksheets. And I really, a lot of the major part of, and huge healing part of my coaching is sometimes it's just telling your story. As just telling your story of all the things that you've been carrying within your mind, within your emotions, and then realizing when it's released, you don't have to carry that anymore. And you don't have to carry that old identity anymore. You can start to realize a new identity and a new self-confidence, self-worth, really respecting yourself, having super self-compassion over your circumstances, but not staying there. So yeah, good mental health internally, I think I've covered that. Good mental health externally, is connect with supports, connect with friends, build up your friendships, and internally, back to the internal, be a good friend to yourself. That's the number one thing. Like, if you can practice being a good friend to yourself, other people are going to see that in you too. So I will wrap that up. Good mental health. It's a number of things. Just doing things you enjoy. But enjoying and just really acknowledging yourself. So yeah, I'll wrap that up. Reach out to me if any of that appeals. If you can relate to it, or if you are at a point in your life where you want some guidance in correcting and adjusting some of the thoughts, I'd love to speak to you. I'm going to put in the comments a free link, calendar link for a 45-minute discovery session, and I will speak to you soon. So remember, have good mental health by self-care, self-compassion, which leads to self-confidence and self-worth. Thank you very much.